Hi folks, Hodlnaut had an update on 19 August and the 287 pages affidavit is already available for all members to download in their web app. I've gone through the whole document and will update you all in sequence. What we know about Hodlnaut's business model is they use all investors' money to lend out to corporate borrowers and invest in some defined protocols. Singapore users' deposit will go to Hodlnaut Singapore. Other countries' user deposit will go to Hodlnaut Hong Kong. But it's not as simple as you deposit Bitcoin with them and they will lend out the Bitcoin or stake the Bitcoin in DeFi. Hodlnaut will put it as collateral in Compound and Aave and borrow stablecoin or other coins from them, or they will just swap your Bitcoin into any coins which they think have higher potential earning. Starting this year, January 2022, they claim that the use began to reduce on centralized exchanges and the DeFi protocols. And they said in order for them to stay competitive in the market, is what we all have guessed, they exposed themselves into UST staking with Anchor Protocol for the juicy 20% annual yield.
But I thought their community manager said that they don't have direct exposure to Luna and UST.
They didn't say no exposure. They said no direct exposure. So the problem here is not whether Hodlnaut invested into UST, because most of us also do. The problem here is Hodlnaut lied to us when they say that they have no direct exposure into UST or Luna and say they are just doing fine, they are not affected, ask us not to worry. We feel like cheated. So how indirect was it? Hodlnaut Singapore lent out the tokens deposited by Singapore users to Hodlnaut Hong Kong. Then Hodlnaut Hong Kong converted their own customers' token and Singapore users' tokens into UST and staked in Anchor Protocol. By doing this, they exposed themselves into 317 million UST out of total around 500 million US dollars users deposit during the UST depegging in May. And they eventually sold the UST and only managed to claw back 42 cents per UST on average, which is equal to around US dollar 189.7 million realized loss. And things get worse in the following 2 months as Celsius, Voyager and Three Arrows Capital went bankrupt. It caused Hodlnaut to suffer another 150 million net outflow. And the crash in crypto price in general also made the condition so much worse. As of 8 August 2022, when Hodlnaut announced withdrawal halt, they only have SGD 122 million in cryptocurrency, but they have outstanding liability balance of SGD 391 million. So their asset to debt ratio was only about 0.31. It means whatever you deposited with Hodlnaut, they only had 31% left. To reduce the burn rate, Hodlnaut has laid off 80% of their employees and only left around 10 necessary headcount. They will also stop paying interest from 22nd August onward, and this is their 12-month projected expenses as a group. As what we have already known, Hodlnaut didn't want to liquidate themselves and they applied for judicial management with the court. They plan to restore the current asset to debt ratio from 0.31 to 1 within the next 2 years. But will you believe a company that lost 70% of your fund in 2 months to earn back at least 200% of what is left in 2 years? Seriously, I don't think so. But Hodlnaut claimed that apart from the UST crash, they have been profitable. But do you know that apart from the UST crash, I also turned my 100,000 into 300,000 in just 1 year? When in crypto bull market, everyone can say they are an investment genius. And if Hodlnaut is so genius, why didn't their management buy the UST depegging insurance when they have such a big exposure? When I see their recovery plans,
I almost fainted.
They plan to restore the asset to debt ratio from 0.31 to 1 by staking in DeFi, selling options on crypto, market making strategies, and taking long and short positions on crypto exchanges. So in simple words, they just want to gamble their way back, but using our money. Besides their recovery plan, they also mention about limited exits. It means if you agree to take back 25% of what you deposited, you agree to close your case and Hodlnaut won't owe you anything anymore. So instead of letting those geniuses gamble away our money, this is a much better idea, right? but don't have too high hope yet as they are still exploring this option. As Hodonot is immune to all legal case now after they applied for judicial management, the thing we can do here is either to wait for their update for a possible limited exit, or if the court approves their judicial management for the 2 years recovery plan. But you can also seek for some legal advices on what you can do. Someone shared Hodonot investor meeting sign up link with PD Legal. I'll put the link in the description below. That's all for the 19 August update. Stay tuned for the next update.